morning, and thank you for tuning into the channel. Weather's turning in a little bit. We're here a couple of weeks ago. It was nice and sunny. Clouds are sort of rolling over a little bit now as sort of September comes in. You know what they say in London, you wait all day for a bus and two come along at the same time. Well, a couple of weeks ago we had Nathan's beautiful Alfa Romeo GT Cloverleaf, and now we've got this 3.2 GT monster owned by Richard Aitken. It didn't take us long after we'd done the video with Nathan for him to put us in touch with Richard to say, it's such a great car, I'm sure he'd love to do it, he's not too far away from you guys, and here we are now. So we've been tearing through the local roads, and that'll come out in the video and it should look absolutely fantastic. But for now, what we're going to do as usual is we're going to hand over to Richard, and he's going to tell us all about this car, a little bit about his Alfa Romeo history as well.
Good morning, my name is Richard Aitken. This is my 3.2 GT Busso. I've driven down here from sunny Norfolk near Snetterton to show the guys my car. I picked the car up in March of this year, so it's still a bit of a learning curve for me, but I did buy it because it had been well sorted before I got it. So hopefully I've got a couple of 3 years before I need to dip into the piggy bank to keep it going as it should be. Since I've had it, my focus has been on getting the paintwork back to where it would be, because with all due respect to the previous owner, it had got a little bit tired. I've spent a lot of time and effort machine polishing it and making that beautiful Azura Gabbiano pop a bit more than it did when I first picked her up. Obviously it's a 3.2 GT. It is seen by those who know as being the top of the range, and it was marketed as such. Quite a scarce car in the UK. I think tops they sold about 500 in the UK. There's less than 200 left in the UK, right-hand drive ones. This one, I say Azura Gabbiano with a tan interior, 18-inch jet fins. It's got wizard exhaust, as is semi-obligatory on these things. Quaife diff, which previous owner had fitted, which makes it so much more drivable. It's sitting on coilover suspension. It's got the IBAC front anti-roll bar. I have got an IBAC rear bar to go on it, but that's a winter project. Stands fairly standard. Brakes are fairly standard. Always got slotted cross-drilled discs on it, front and rear. You'll see when you get around to the interior, we've got double DIN head unit, so it's got modern connectivity. I can plug in my phone and get maps and things through there. It makes it a lot more usable. It is my daily driver. I do not own another Alfa Romeo, although I have owned one or two in the past. As it stands, this is my 5th Alfa, 2 Suds back in my youth, followed by a 916 Cup, which I passed on to get a Giulia, just come out with Giulia Veloce. Various reasons, moved that on, sold that in, and I wanted to get back into a Busso because that's an itch you've got to scratch, and having scratched it, having had a 3 litre with a 916, I just fancied trying a 3.2. GTA is a bit out of my budget. Here we are with the GT. It keeps going. It's and it was kind of influenced by Mr. Mahoney. His enthusiasm for the GTs through the Owners Club registrar put me onto them. Started looking at them, thought, yeah, that ticks a lot of boxes. They're a very practical car, hatchback, huge boot, full 4 seats. Does everything you want for it. It's a great daily driver. Reasonable fuel consumption. It's a 3.2 V6, so it's never going to be an economy winner, but 25 to 30 to the gallon as an average. Drives really well, goes well when you want to, cruises happily at 70 miles an hour you're on her, and makes me smile every time I get into it. what more can you want from an Alfa Romeo? It's why we drive them, because they are wonderful cars and they keep you smiling, apart from when you put the bin in. Okay, so here we are at the front of the car. Now, we've got this beautiful Alfa face, very distinctive front end on the GT, no other Alfa quite the same. This is standard-ish, although we have got the chrome front slats, which are off of the black line, which weren't standard on the vehicle from new, but they just make it look a bit more, I don't know, stand-outable, a bit more blingy possibly, but I like them. It's a nice facet. Standard halogen headlights, none of your fancy xenons in here, so keep that. Here we've got 8-inch jet fins, backed with the Brembo calipers. Got slotted groove discs, again non-standard. The calipers have been refurbished. Cloverleaf badge, which not standard, but you know, why not? Walking through the car, and here you've got designed by Bertone. If you're going to have a designer, have a good one. You've got the beautiful line through the back here, quaif diff, which makes it so much more useful. Rear parking sensors, which work when they want to, but they do help greatly from not backing into things. And here we go, 3.2 V6. It's the one to have. If I walking around the car again, we have beautiful Zero Gabbiano paint, which a bit drab today, but in a bright sunny day it really pops. Coming through again, you can just see peaks of the tan interior, which we'll get to later. Again, little side repeaters, and we come around the car to the standard, the distinctive Alfa offset number plate, which makes picking out Alfas coming the other way a lot easier, and makes life a lot easier when you want to wave at your compatriots. So here we are on the interior of my GT. Very comfortable, pleasant place to be. The seats, as has been mentioned, are very comfortable. You can really do some significant miles in these in the day and get out feeling as fresh as a daisy. I'm a tall chap, believe it or not, I can actually fit in here very comfortably. If I'm being really particular, I'd really like to have a reach adjustable steering wheel as well, just to bring the wheel a little bit closer, but that's a personal taste thing. She's currently sitting at 150,000 miles, just over, so wears her miles very well. You've got the 6-speed box, tan interior. The gear, the gaiter there is something that's been added as an extra, as has the stitching in the headrests for the GT, which again, not a standard thing. It was done by a previous owner sometime in his life. But it's just a nice feature. It just sort of sets it apart a little bit. We've got the double din head unit, which makes the experience modern day driving much easier, much nicer. You can plug your phone in, you can get your Android or Apple CarPlay, so you've got your maps, voice control, Bluetooth, so you can, you know, be like a modern car, you know. Again, very spacious. You've got a full size grown-ups behind the seats as well, so you can get full size 4 people in there and a good size boot. Just adds to the practicality of a GT as a everyday car. You've got steering wheel controls for radio, which again still work. Cruise control, which I use a lot on dual carriageways and what have you. It sit at 70 miles an hour, and you can put your instantaneous fuel reading up and see, yeah, you're getting more than 30 to the gallon, which I think is acceptable. Aircon, we've got proper climate control in here. I've had the aircon regassed over the summer and it works, and it's so nice cool aircon, dual zone climate control, which all works properly. It's thoroughly usable, drivable, modernish car, which looks fantastic from the outside, drives wonderfully from the inside, and it's difficult to say how much I like this car, because I do. and it's one of the best investments I think anybody could make, as long as you're prepared to live with a busso, which is not a hardship normally. Most people would put up with it. And here we are at the heart of the beast, the 3.2 V6 Busso. What can I say about it? They are rightly talked about as one of the greatest engines ever made, and I'm not going to argue with anybody. Having had the 3 litre before in the 916 and now having the 3.2, I have to say I can't believe the difference 200cc's makes to the way the thing drives. The torque delivery and the power curves are completely night and day. These are much more relaxed to drive than the 3 litre. This one is pretty much standard. Got the silicon inlet hose, and it's got a pipe across air filter living in the can. Everything else is virtually stock. Obviously you've got the crackle black and aluminium finish on the covers. Inlet trumpets could do with a bit of refinishing if I was being particularly pedantic, and as could the fuel rails, but it's my daily. I've got better things to do than worry about that. They don't leak, they work, so that works for me. Cam belts on this particular one were done not that long before I bought it, so I've got another couple of years before they need to worry about that expense. Everything else is as it is. The one thing with these is you've got the catalytic converters built into the exhaust manifolds, which are a known source of heat failures to other components. Longer term, one of my plans is to change them out for tubular ones, do away with the cats and rely upon the underfloor cats to keep it emissions happy. But that's one for another day, not just quite yet. Other than that, it is what she is. No oil leaks, 150,000 miles, runs like a dream, pulls like a train, makes lovely noises, and I'm a complete addict for them, really. I'm not going to lie. It was the itch to have another Busso that made me go for a GT, and I can't say I'm disappointed at all.
So here we go. I'm pulling away for the first time in Richard's, oh god, my foot slipped off the clutch. 3.2 V6. I'm not going to say a lot, I don't think, because I need to fully immerse myself in this drive, but first impressions are what an absolute delight, really. Oh, and the brakes are a bit shit, like you said, Richard. Should we swear on this channel? We already have done, too late for that. Yeah, so similar to when I sat in Nathan's and pulled away for the first time. I don't know, this car, this GT, it just feels so well put together as a car. It should have done more, it should have been a bit more successful, a bit more famous, if you like, in the Alfa Romeo range, but I am really tempted to get one of these cars. So I guess first impressions, clearly that silky smooth V6 beneath me is a delight. It really is. Is it different to mine? Obviously I've got the 3 litre V6 in the Spider. Yes, it is. Straight away I can tell you that. As Richard said, it's very much, it's more manageable, if that's the right, I can't think of the word. It's silky, it's manageable, it's more constrained, but not in a constraining way. I think mine is Larry. Mine wants to try and kill you all the time, where this is like, it's in a GT car, so it's doing the GT thing. You could sit in this car and travel to Europe in it without any hassle whatsoever. If I took my Spider, I think I'd want to get out of it after about 2 or 3 hours, to be honest. And what I did say to Richard, who's sitting beside me, obviously on this journey back to Dom's house, is that I've kind of ruined mine by putting the decap pipe on, so it sounds like a V8 Mustang. And even before that, with the Wizard on, I lost the engine sound. On this, I can hear it. I can actually hear the Busso engine. And listen, that's why we buy these cars. So No, what a delightful. We're just cruising now at 40 mile an hour. I'm in fifth. We're just sort of following Dom. I think I've put that in fourth. Yes, I have. Thank you. Yes. Just slowly coming out of bend. The Larry roads have gone now. It's just a sensible drive back to Dom's house. There were 2 or 3 miles, but yeah. Look, listen. You got 5k, which around that kind of price is where these GTs 3.2 V60s sit at. I just don't think you can get a car for £5 that gives you so much more joy than a car like this, and it's unique. And not that I know every single Alfa Romeo in Peterborough, but I've never seen the GT in Peterborough. And I think Richard was saying earlier on, whether it is on camera or off camera, there's only a couple of hundred of these left. Just give it a few bits of beans here. Yeah, it's just. I do slip off that clutch pedal, Richard. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, what a glorious car! What a glorious car! So I'm going to end it now with a big smile, so I can focus on the journey back. But thank you, Richard, for coming along today and giving us a taste of this glorious machine. And listen, mate. If you're not going to leave us in the will for the missus, leave it in the will for me. I'll gladly look after it.
I think Nathan's the first dibs.
So thank you again for tuning in to the Alfa showroom. We said that we'd do more videos. I know we were late to the party this year, but I think we've done a good number now, and you guys are watching them. I did say in the last video that not huge amounts of you are subscribed. Some of you listened and you did hit the button, so we've got 1,200 odd subscribers now, so it feels really good. But still 80% of you that watch don't subscribe to the channel, so really simple thing to do, just hit the subscribe button and then we can get our numbers up and we'll see where that takes us. Do comment on the video as well. Tell us what you think about the GT. We've seen 2 now. Pep's moving away from a Fiat Coupe to an Alfa Romeo GT, which is a bit like trying to move a mountain, really, such as his love for the coupe. He's had one before and he really wants another one, but these things look like they've really got his attention. So keep tuned into what we're doing. Like I said, like and comment. We'd really like to know what you hear. Nathan's introduced us to these cars, and obviously as the register, he posts regularly on the Alfa Romeo Owners Club GT register on Facebook. He has organised a drive out. We'll put a link to that in the description. So if you own a GT, or even if you don't own a GT and you just fancy a nice drive out with a load of other Alfisti, I'm sure that the guys won't mind too much. So thanks again for watching, and there'll be something else coming along very soon. Oh, by the way, I have to say before we say that, my sort of normal little send-off, we've got something really rather special coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Weather depending, Pep and I are going to jump in the GTV and we're going to head over to Ashby de la Zouch to see really quite a special little car. It's not an Alfa Romeo, but it's a beautiful little Italian car. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And again, thanks for watching. There'll be something else coming along very soon.